Hello, Colas. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest updates. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona have already contacted the agent of Real Sociedad defensive midfielder Martin Zubimendi. Of course, Zubimendi has been strongly identified as a future Sergio Busquets replacement. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then secondly, talking about Jordi Alba, it has been reported that the Barcelona veteran could say goodbye to the club at the end of the season. We're also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona will, in all likelihood, bid goodbye to club captain and veteran midfielder Sergio Busquets at the end of the ongoing campaign. The 34-year-old has been a permanent fixture in the middle of the park since 2008, but he will be out of contract next summer and has seemingly set his sights on the free transfer to MLS next season. And unless something dramatic happens, the Spaniard is expected to move on from the club. And Barcelona are already chalking up plans to replace their club captain in the long run, with two potential targets identified in the form of Ruben Neves from Wolves and Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. As per Mundo Deportivo, Barca have narrowed in on Zubimendi as their preferred candidate to take over from Busquets next year. The report states that Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez, Jordi Cruyff, Matteo Alemany, and the rest of the club's technical staff agree that Real Sociedad ace Zubimendi is the ideal player to replace their current captain in the long run. So much so that Barcelona have already made contact with Zubimendi's representatives to explore the possibility of a transfer next summer. Barcelona wish to land Zubimendi as they believe that he is perfectly suited to the role Busquets plays. In addition, the Spaniard is currently on low wages at the Basque Country club and would not be a burden to their wage bill, which is already being stretched to its limit. Real Sociedad, for their part, will not let their prized asset leave without putting up a fight. The midfielder has a release clause worth €60 million in his contract with Sociedad, which runs until the summer of 2025. La Real want to extend his contract so as to improve his wages, and his release clause should be raised, which could make things even more complicated for Barcelona. So Barcelona are getting serious about this Zubimendi of a player who they see him as a perfect replacement for Busquets. Busquets will be leaving Barcelona unfailingly in the summer of 2023 and likely going to the MLS to play for David Beckham's side Inter Miami. And it is very important for Barca to look for his replacement. Since as Barca don't see Frankie de Jong as a like-for-like replacement to Busquets, those are DMs with quite different styles of play, right? And we know Barca and their philosophy, they always hang to their philosophy, and bringing a player who plays like Busquets is of utmost importance for them to continue their philosophy of play. And Martin Zubimendi, of all people, have been seen as the ideal replacement for Busquets, because Busquets leaving will leave a massive void in the middle of the park for Barcelona. So as it has been reported that Barca have already entered talks with the representative of the Spaniard, Martin Zubimendi, for a possible transfer next year, and the player has a contract with Sociedad until 2025. So it won't be an easy operation, no doubt about that. As Sociedad rate him highly, he's worth €60 million in his release clause. And we know Barca, I don't think Barca will be able to shell out that amount. Even if it's next year, I don't think Barca will be financially strong to pay that amount. Even if they're financially strong, I don't think Barca will rate him up to €60 million. But let's see. So Sociedad, they want to put up a fight. They know very well that Barca are strongly showing interest in Zubimendi. And Sociedad will try to extend his contract and to also increase the release clause of the player in order for Barca to find it so difficult to sign him. But nothing so far have been made. I think Barca will be hoping that he does not sign any extension again so that they can even come and negotiate with Real Sociedad by next year when Busquets departs the club. Of course, Busquets have been a loyal servant to Barcelona, a legend, one of the best defensive midfielders the world of football have ever seen. So it will be quite interesting to see how Barca cope with his departure. Of course, as they have already put a plan in place when it comes to his replacement. Zubimendi is the ideal candidate. Even though a lot of talk, we've also been talking about players like Ruben Neves of Wolverhampton Wanderers, but it seems as though Barca prioritized Martin Zubimendi as a perfect replacement for Busquets when he departs the club next year. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. As per a fresh report from Dario AS, Barcelona veteran defender Jordi Alba could be saying goodbye to the club at the end of the season. The Barca captain has fallen down the pecking order at Spotify Camp Nou this season, with Alejandro Balde and Marcos Alonso being preferred ahead of him by manager Xavi Hernandez. As a result, Alba has started just 2 of 8 games for Barca across all competitions. In total, the 33-year-old has played just 216 minutes and is believed to be growing frustrated over the lack of game time. Barcelona made an attempt to offload him late in the summer transfer window. Barca reached an agreement with Inter Milan for the loan for Alba out of the remainder of the 2022-23 campaign, but the Spanish international turned down the move immediately. While he has stayed put, Alba has found opportunities hard to come by, as Balde has been exceptional so far this campaign. So if the situation continues as it is, the report states that Alba could end up leaving Barcelona at the end of the season. Given that he still has a contract that runs until 2024 and is on a massive wage, Alba's potential exit could end up being favorable to Barcelona. Such a move would leave Barca with just Alejandro Balde as the only left-back option next year, as Alonso's contract expires 2023. However, the latter still is expected to be renewed for another year. At the same time, Barca director Matteo Alemany continued to eye the signing of Valencia left-back Jose Gaya, who will be a free agent at the end of the campaign. So there could be a lot of movement at Spotify Camp Nou with regards to their left-backs next summer, with Alba's time at the club likely to come to an end. I think that will even be better if he can leave the club by next season, rather than waiting for his contract to expire in 2024. Of course, Alba has had a very turbulent time, very bad season so far for him. Sitting on the bench, something that he has never been used to since arriving at the club in 2012. And now Alba is seeing a real competition, right? Of course, it's just understandable why Xavi is doing what he's doing. Alba is not the Alba of the yesteryears, and it's just the natural that you put the better players on the pitch and leave the ones who are struggling for form. We can't put Alba and start losing matches because we want to favor Alba. There's no way. I think Xavi is doing a very good thing, trying to put Alba and some of those veterans like Piqué on the bench. And I think it will be good to see how those 3 players, Busquets, Alba, and also Gerard Piqué, depart the club by next year. Because even as Alba's contract expires in 2024, same as Gerard Piqué, I think they might consider leaving at the end of this season because they know another frustrating season might come their way next season. So maybe as Busquets will be leaving in 2023, who knows? They can also change their mind and also leave with Busquets at the same time, making it a complete end of an era. You will now be left with Sergio Roberto. So let's see how it's going to look like. But Alba, definitely, it's just natural that he will not be playing so much this season as he is getting old. We have players like Alejandro Balde, who has impressed a lot so far this season, and also Marcos Alonso, who is currently on form compared to Jordi Alba. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.